Hey guys, if you guys know Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yeah,
Uh, you hear what happened to him?
yeah. He's broke.
Yeah, he's broke. Yeah, well put. The guy made I think $100 million, and I don't know, is he still in the league or he just
He's on injured reserve, but pretty much he's gone now.
yeah, but he's recently out of the league. Whether it was last year he was playing in the games or the previous year that I saw him in the Super Bowl or somewhere in the playoffs. So you have a guy that made $100 million, and like months after he's retired, he's broke. Like, how does that happen? How do you lose $100 million
well,
so fast?
to kind of clarify, also what he said was that it's hard for someone making $100 million to basically continue that while you stop working, because he was continually getting contracts. So what a lot of uproar was that people were saying that he doesn't understand how people could live off $100 million. It's just not, it's not doable anymore. Which people put their arms up and started yelling, saying, nobody's making $100 million. So that was the whole problem, was that
Kim, can you live off of $100 million?
In this economy? Maybe if I invest. And I think that's probably what happened. Maybe it was just, we're human, right? People you get a bunch of money and people just want to spend it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and again, I don't want to judge because I haven't been in that, unfortunately, I haven't been in that situation to be able to test myself, but he's not the only one. Like, you heard of Antoine Walker from basketball. He made $100 million or close to it, went broke. Allen Iverson. Now, the smart thing with Allen Iverson is his agent did a deal where they backloaded $1 million a year for the next 30 years or something.
So he has 36 million on his 50th birthday.
Yeah.
He gets 36 million, or he gets 1 million a year till the...
No. It was all backloaded, and then he gets like a lump sum, and then he still gets more prorated.
So that was smart, right? But what I've heard often is sometimes some of these agents, they'll like leech onto you, they will have you basically, they'll promise you the world, and then all of a sudden they're the ones that living off of you, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, like the thing with guys like Odell, and you see it a lot in these leagues, is that they make all this money and kind of like you were saying, where they don't really account for the fact that eventually they're not going to be playing football anymore. And especially for these guys who come into the league at 21, 22, and now with the NIL deals, and they can get paid in college, and it's like 17, 18, these guys get millions of dollars dropped into their lap. And then, from there, it's like, well, yeah, you're not going to have a lot of financial awareness there. And for so long, they don't have to, because they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. And then, the gravy train stops, and they kind of know, oh, like I don't have any money anymore.
Well,
kind of a learning experience
it
too,
is,
right?
and that's why now, like, a lot of sports, I think almost all of them offer like a money management course.
Yeah.
For the rookies, because
they're not taught this.
Yeah, and Odell's probably will be a case study for them probably in a few years, because he even admitted, I bought my mother a $4 million house. I bought my friend a $5 million this. I spent $5 million in cars. Well, you got to maintain this life. And then now he's like, I don't know where I'm going to get the money now.
Yeah.
So, he needs money management is huge. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, like Shaq had that happen when he started in the league. He got his first deal, and then he went out and he bought a car for his mom, and then I think a car for his dad. And then the guy called him up, and he's like, hey, I know you're good for it, but you're $1 million in the hole already.
Yeah.
And that was the wake up. And you see other guys, and luckily they're doing the money management courses. Like Rob Gronkowski has always said how he, throughout his career, he lived off of his incentives and his endorsements, and 100% of his salary that he retained after,
he still has the game checks. Still has the game checks. After he retired, he still has them.
Wow.
He has a cash flow.
that's discipline. Like, you see too many people, as soon as you make it, I think you and I were having a chat. Everyone's gonna see you on the yacht. Everyone's gonna see with in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Gotta, like, for the people out there. I know, again, I haven't lived that life, so I don't know how it's like to live like $100 million baller. But I hope if I hope to be in that situation one day, and I'm pretty confident I'm not gonna go and spend it as fast as it came. Right, like you wanna, and those guys, some of these guys work their butt off for like 15, 20 years, having an athlete lifestyle, and how difficult that is, and not partying and not drinking and eating well, and you're treating your body like a machine. And finally you get hit payday, and then you have a good 3, 5, 10, 15 year run, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah.
And you never know. Some of these players, they're like, they come into the league, you know, like superstars. They do well for a year or two, and then all of a sudden, you know, they get an injury. They stop getting hungry. They're not as hungry as before. Their skills aren't as needed, and all of a sudden, they're out of the league in 3 or 5 years,
Yeah.
and they didn't save anything.
But
And-
it's like even on a money management issue, like, you know, you see people that win the lotto, and, you know, or Canada Lotto Max, or even the Powerball in the States, and they get these large sums of money and they don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
Most of them will go into hiding because they have so much family coming after them,
Mhm.
or they'll buy huge things that they don't need, like these items that are like, they never, you know, were going to possess these items, but they figure, okay, I got $100 million, so I got to buy $100 million house.
Mhm.
And, you know, I got to buy my friend and my cousin. And you think like after the fact, you're like, wait a minute, after taxes and maintenance, that money's gone.
Yeah.
And so,
And some of these athletes, basically, as soon as they strike it rich, oh, I'm your best friend,
Yeah.
right? And then the entourage, and then even Iverson was mentioning he would go on trips with like 40 people, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's excessive.
That is excessive, but every trip like 40
I was
people
with
and
him.
going to like 5-star resorts and like probably spending like 500 grand on a trip. Or $1 million, you know, those millions will go fast if you're spending like $500,000 on a trip.
Exactly, right? And you're multiplying it by people. And that's another thing you hear about all the time is these athletes who have friends that they've been friends with since they were kids, and then they strike it rich, and you know, their agents are calling them in a couple of years going, hey, like, this guy who's on your payroll for a couple $100 grand, like, what does he actually do?
Right.
Advisor.
And they don't, right?
Advisor.
And, you know, like the average career in professional sports is like 3 years.
Yep.
Especially in the NFL, like the money's not guaranteed. You can sign a $350 million deal, and if you did,
Unless you're Deshaun.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
Good agent.
Kim,
Yeah.
what do you think? Like, should they be teaching more finances in school?
I think they should be teaching more realistic finance in school because they teach you to an extent, but I don't think it's, I guess, real world examples enough. It's very almost they should teach you more about what to do with it afterwards, not what you should do with it, I guess. And they don't teach you as much about taxes. I feel like I didn't learn about taxes until I was an adult.
Yeah, that's always the gripe, right? You know,
Yeah.
I'm learning about this day in 1812, but I don't know how to do my taxes.
Yeah,
And that's-
exactly.
And that's something that I think kind of piggybacks off of that as well, is that for, you know, people who are living the quote unquote normal life, or not, you know, the star athlete life, is, you know, you kind of start somewhere and then you make a little bit of money and you kind of slowly progress. So when you start, you know, you kind of balance out your finances, and then you can slowly afford more, whereas you go from 0 to 100.
Everything.
right?
But that's like
Yeah.
the point too. Like, where does it end? Like, where
Yeah.
is like, I mean, all of us. I mean, it's not like I'm bringing out that question, but sometimes I question that. Like, you grow up, you want to be like Kobe, you want to be like Tiger, you want to have that boat, you want to have that yacht. Where is it where you say, okay, you know, I made it.
Yeah.
And I could have made it driving a Toyota.
Yeah.
But where is it? What is it? Like,
Well,
Is that a
is
finance
that life?
thing or is that a human condition
I
thing?
think it's a human thing because
Yeah.
you saw
Yeah.
J. Cole.
'Cause-
I saw
Yeah.
him. I don't know if it's a meme or it's a fake or whatever. I saw it a few years ago. It's before AI
Yeah.
did all this fake content, but which we'll be talking about later on this episode. But it was basically him lugging like 2 or 3 suitcases,
Yes.
you know, riding economy. That's what I would do. Like,
Yeah.
if I have the money, I'm not gonna like go burn it.
I
15
totally
minutes
agree
after
with that.
earning it.
Like, if I was a multi-zillionaire, I'd probably not have a private jet.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, and I wouldn't tell many people that I am either, because I
No.
mean, you're expecting problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Exactly.
can't handle them. I don't know.
I do feel that everybody says a lot of things, but until you're put in that position, you never really know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So it's like, can you speak on it if you haven't been
Yeah.
there?
Good point. Good point.
don't know.
Good point. That's a good point.
Mhm.
And for some of those guys too, not to go back, but some of those guys, you know, they get the money at 20, but they've known that money was coming since they were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So they've been
Right.
waiting and waiting and waiting on it, and then they get the payday, and
And
it's
it's
a
so
sprawl.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.